So, hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, here I have come up with another video. So, in this video, we have to create the data. So, in this video, I'm going to discuss about a certain problem which has been asked in an interview to me, and like at the time, I didn't know the solutions. I thought that it is important since it was asked. So basically, in this video, I'm going to discuss about uh, certain problem. So in the first scenario, this is my sample input and this is my sample, just a second. This is my sample input and this is the sample output. This is this basically this these two lines. This is the sample output which I want, and this is my sample input. So we want to convert this into this. So like by just seeing at this problem, you can guess that we might we could have solved it by group by. But there is no function in group by which will combine the strings. So we have count function, we have like min function, max function, aggregate function, but we don't have any functions which can combine the string. So today I'm going to introduce about another function, which is the string aggregate function. So what will this function do? It will just combine the string by a suffix. So here, since my suffix is comma, so here like we will use the string underscore aggregate function. So what it do is it will first take A and then add comma after it, and then it will write B and then add comma after it, and then it will write C. Got it? So like this it will do. Basically it enters the it enters the suffix part in between these letter. It basically combine the string by the letter which we define as the second argument. Got it? So, and the overall syntax is the same as normal group by statement. So that is not much different. So let's just execute our query. Firstly, we are dropping this database string underscore aggregate function. Okay. Okay. Use master. We know that how to solve such kind of stuff now. So we're using master. Then we are dropping string aggregate database, and then we are creating this string aggregate database. And now I'm creating a table name as sample table in this database. Drop table sample underscore table in this database. And then I'm creating this table using the create table statement. And I'm inserting these many rows in this table. And now since I want to convert this into this, so I will use the string aggregate function as below. So the rest of the statement is same as the group by statement, as you can see. So what it will do, it will just combine these string for 3 and for 3 5 times. Now another problem would be like I want to convert this thing into like this thing. Basically, now I'm reversing the sample input in the sample. Got it. So in this scenario, what will my strategy is? Firstly, I will use the substring function in that case, and then finally, eventually, I'll combine all the three select statement by using the union. So what the substring function we have already studied. Substring function will extract the substring from a string. So and the syntax is like substring column name, first start index, and then the length to which we want to go up to. Got it? So that we will do. So first for example, in this ABC string, we want the first string and then second to this comma. So we'll just take 3 and the length would be 1. And then we will drop this comma, which is on the fourth index. And then we will take the fifth index and the length will go up to 1 only. So that's what we have done here. And then eventually we have used union or to combine all these three select statements so that we can have our output like this. So I hope you have understood this topic now. Now I'm going to discuss another topic today as well, since I want to complete our preparation in within 30 days. So yeah, this is also this is the simplest question basically, but it is but this question is also mostly asked in the interview, like what are the DTL, DML, and DCL statement. You can take the screenshot from the video if you want. So basically, DDL is data development language. So create, alter, drop, drop and truncate. So these are the statements which are which is used to create a database or create a table like this thing. So these are the DDL commands, and DML commands are select, insert, update, and delete. And DCL is data control language. So grant and revoke are the DCL command. Got it? And after that, I want to yeah, and tile function. Yeah, I want to discuss that as well. So, we have studied about the windowing functions also in our SQL series. So, but we haven't solved many questions on the entire windowing function. So here I'm going to discuss another question on the entire function, on the entire windowing function, because sometimes the interviewer asks about this, like in which scenario we use the entire function. So let's just discuss this. So for this, what I'll do first is I'll just drop this database and tile, and then after that we'll create the database and tile, and then we will use this and tile, and after that we will create the tables, sales and tile. Then we want to distribute employees into four buckets based on their. Oh God, just a second. We want to distribute employees into four buckets based on their. Okay, we have not inserted the data based on their total sales. So basically, we have in this scenario, we have two columns: employee ID and total sales. So employee ID first have done the sales of 10,000, two have done the sales of 9,000, three have done the sales of 8,000, and so on. Six has done the sales of 5,000, and eight have done the sales of 3,000. So basically, what is our problem statement in this example? We want to distribute employees into four buckets based on their total sales. So if the interviewer asks you this question, that in which scenario you use entire, so you can give them this example of employee ID and total sales. And for example, if we want to distribute employees into four buckets based on their total sales, so you can say that in this scenario we can use the entire function. So let's just uh, do the solution by executing the query. So what we have done is, so let's start from the from clause. So from the table name, select employee ID, total sales, and entire of four over order by total sales in the descending as buckets. Since there are eight rows, and we are writing entire four over order by sales here, so it will create four buckets, and each bucket has a unique number assigned to it. Got it? So since we want four buckets, right? Since there are eight rows and we have written that we want four entires, so 8 divided by 4 is 2, so it will give two rows in each bucket basically. So basically we divided total number of we wanted to we divide the total number of rows by the NTILE which we have provided to get the number of rows which will get in each bucket. Okay. So I can write that here also, like total number of I can write this as this, like total number of rows in each tile. Total number of rows in each tile is equals to total number of rows in a table divided by the number of the tiles which we have defined. Got it? So this is was the question of entire function. So let's just discuss another topic also, since we have some time right now. So let's just discuss about some small topics also. Okay, then I can discuss about the DCL, I think also. What are the DCL commands? Like granting select and insert privilege on a table called employee to a user named John. So grant, select, insert on employees to John. So basically, like these grant and revoke command are mainly used by the DBAs, database administration. So these are being used. For example, like we have in a big these are being used in big projects basically. Like for example, we have 10 to 5 database and we want to give access of only two database to some user and three database to some user, and disable the use of databases or to some user. So in that scenarios, we use grant and revoke function. So grant is used to uh, give the access, and revoke is used to take the access. For example, not only on the database, we can do that on the table also. So for the syntax is like this: grant, select, insert on employees table to join. So here we are granting the select and insert command usage on the employees table to John. John is an employee. And then we can discuss about the all privilege thing. So granting all privilege on a table called order to all users. So in case of all user, we use the keyword public. So grant all. Why have we? What is the meaning of writing all? Like not only select insert, we are all like all the DCL DDL commands. We are granting the access of all those commands on the order table to everyone public. Got it? And how do we revoke the access? For example, here we want to revoke select and insert privilege on a table called employee from a user named John. So here we will write revoke select insert on employee from John, on employee table from employee named John. And how do we revoke all privilege on a table called order from all users? So revoke all on order from public. And how do we grant all the permission on a table name to public? Grant all on table name to public. Grant select insert on table name to John. Revoke all. So basically for all the users, we use the keyword as public. Otherwise, we will write the name of the person. And after the grant and revoke keyword, we write the commands on which we want to give access to. If that's a particular command, then we need to state that we need to write them explicitly, like we have written select and insert here. And if we want to grant the access of all the command, then we just need to write the all keyword. Got it? So this is the point here. Now, next topic is cross drawing. So this is also a very important topic, I would say. Like many of the people or interviewer, you can say, have asked me this question, like in which scenario we use cross join, like what is the syntax and all. So please keep that in mind since it is a very important topic. So here I'm going to discuss about cross joins. So what are cross join basically? So this will be the last topic of today's video. Firstly, what we are doing, we are dropping this database. The master database, and then we are grouping the database experiments. CT and PS, sorry, this is not the database name. Creating the database CT and PS, we will use this CT and PS. And after that, we'll create the table called experiment in this. And then we are inserting this data in this table. So basically, we have created a table experiments in which we have three column experiment ID, platform, and experiment name. We have three columns. Okay. So what we want to do here is we want, I'll just tell you, since firstly, I'll just show you the table and then I'll tell you like in which scenario we use, and I'll tell you about the question that in which scenario we use. Just a second. Copy with headers. Let me just go to the Excel file so that I can explain it. Got it. So here we have three columns. So for example, we want our sample output like this: experiment, platform, experiment name, experiment name, and like count. So let's just forget about this column. There will be only two columns: platform, experiment name, and count. So iOS programming, sports, reading. Then here we have iOS. After this, we want Android, programming, sports, reading. And here also we will have Android. And here we have web, programming, sports, reading, and then web. iOS programming, we have only count of one. iOS and sports, we have count of one. iOS and reading, we have count of 0. And Android and programming, we have count of 0. Android and sports, we have count of 0. Android and reading, we have count of 1. Web and programming, we have count of 1. Web and sports, we have count of 0. Web and reading, we have count of 2. So, for example, we want output like this. So, from this, I think what you have, I think you have understood if you have seen this carefully. What like how I've created my sample output. So here, iOS, like it has basically created the pair of platform with each experiment name. So like it has created pairs such like this: iOS programming, iOS sports. Like it has taken the distinct value from the platform column, and then after this, it has taken the distinct values from the experiment name columns. And then it has created the pairs like this: iOS programming, iOS sports, and iOS reading. After that, Android programming, Android sports, and Android reading. And after that, web programming, web sports, and web reading. And then after that, we have used this count column. Got it? So, like, basically, it has created all the things. So, in such scenarios, we can reach from this sample input to this sample output by using cross joining. Got it? So, how will create the query? So, the query would be similar. You just need to remember some points that we have to use the sync keyword, and we have to take the first column name from the first table and the second column name from the second table. And that is a must because without this, you would not be able to give the correct output. It will not be correct pairing. So this is also must. So the syntax is pretty simple. It's just that the example which you want to explain is slightly difficult, but the syntax is pretty simple. So here we have written from table name, first table name, cross join, second table name, and then we have taken the platform column from the first table and the experiment name column from the second table, and cross join, we have done that. Got it? And we can use the count function. Oh, we have not written the group. First, I'm telling you the use of cross join. You can take the reverse of this. Yeah, you can take. Yeah, let me just show you that. You have see, it has created all the pair. For example, if you want to create the pair between experiment ID and the experiment name, then also you can create that. But you just need to keep in mind that you have to use the existing keyword and the first column, and the columns should be from the different table because only then it will give us the correct output. So it has created the pair between experiment ID and experiment name. Got it? And since we want the counts, so I am writing group by also here. Group by group by 1 comma 2, and here in the select query I am writing the count of a star as number of experiments. Got it? Just outer. Let's just ask ChatGPT that why it is giving the correct incorrect output, because it should be correct. Yes, I forgot to add this, I think. Oh, I'm not able to copy this, right? Cross drawing, group by one, two. That experiment name. What is the issue here? To understand this, what is the issue here? Uh, so in this, basically, they are saying you have to the representation must contain such as not an outer reference. Okay, so what they have done is they have written this as like this. It's it. Okay, in the group by they have made the changes. I think got it. So basically, the problem was using because we have not used the. But why is that the issue? This shouldn't be the issue. Let me just try once again. Oh, now it is fine. Oh, what is the issue here? Basically, okay. Issue was a distinct keyword. Is that so? Means that group by clauses references that are not directly the problem. The query engine will get confused with group by one to. Let's just use the colon and then execute the query. I did not determining distinct exp dot platform. What is the difference in this square these queries? Let me just ask this GPT Baba only. Since both this is giving the it is giving this different output here. Right? Okay, so the problem is that so sometimes the group by there is no problem in that because it's just that sometimes the group by statement it's just that sometimes the group by statement does is not able to read by the number and we have to explicitly define those columns list. And yeah, distinct keyword we have to use only in the scenarios in which we just only want to create the yes. For example, here we can see that we have how many rows we have? We have 36 rows. And after using distinct, how many rows we have? We have 18 rows. Here is the output same. Here we have 8 rows. Yes. In the above thing we have 9 rows, and then the below thing we have also 9 rows. Got it. So it will not, so it is not necessary to use the distinct keyword. It is necessary to use the distinct keyword when we are only showing the columns on which we are creating the pairs. But if we are not, if we are showing more column than that, then there is no use to use the distinct. It's just that we have to take one column from one table and another column from another table. Right? That's the main. So that's it for today. Let's just meet in another video with another topic. Until then, goodbye. And please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. Please. Thanks.